Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show. It is the beginning of the weekend for the 904 Now crew.
Yay!
All of us. We start the weekend here. We hope you enjoy us. Those of you that don't have to work tomorrow, you're our friends. Those of you that do, one day we'll be.
I mean, we're grateful for you.
Yes,
Keep
we
the
are.
world ticking while we're not working.
And we have the whole Bollox crew sitting in today with us again because we had so much fun a couple weeks ago with you guys. And
yes.
It's going to be nice having you guys back. We have all kinds of things. We're going to trigger Lenny with just one word today.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Trump. We're just going to say Trump and see Lenny get triggered.
Well, you know, when we did the radio show,
yes,
that's all I had to say. I was like, man, this show is really dragging. Let's talk about Trump.
Boom, and there he goes. We have all kinds of fun
off to
things.
The races.
Yes, we're off to the races. Before we're off to the races, though, we need to do some reads, make some money so we can continue to do this show for you guys that we love so much.
Fund the race.
Aber Kresge and Associates, they're a full-service local CPA firm with a team of skilled professionals dedicated to providing top levels of service in the areas of tax compliance, planning for both businesses, individuals, estates, trusts. They do audits, reviews, and other accounting services. They also can do a business valuation and a forensic analysis and litigation support. Call Bill and Ken over at Aber Kresge, 904-460-0747, or online at aberkresgecpa.com.
I need to call them. Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford has also won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com or head down, have dinner at Ford's Garage. Jiffy Burger is delicious.
The best.
If you'd rather head downtown, though, have dinner with the Tringali family. You can go to Carmelo's Pizza. They were voted best pizza 9 years in a row. They also have salads, subs, wings, and more. So if you want some New York-style brick oven pizza, head to Carmelo's Pizzeria. There's also 123 Burger House. They were voted best burger 3 years running. They've got chicken, wings, salads, authentic wood-fired pizza, and ice cream for dessert. Both restaurants offer dine-in, takeout, and delivery through Bite Squad and Grubhub. The Tringali family would love to have dinner with you tonight.
And the ad that I couldn't read yesterday when we had the Utes in here. We had Utes, and I couldn't read this ad. Land Title of America. Whether you realize it or not, when you refinance the sale or purchase of a home, there's a title company involved. Don't get stuck with some out-of-town title company who doesn't give a crap when you're faced with challenges. Stay local and choose Land Title of America. Just call or text Stephen Collins, 904-501-4481. He specializes in all types of real estate transactions. Land Title, your local title company, ensuring America's land one title at a time because
they give a crap.
Yes,
a line you make me say in front of my children, but you wouldn't say in front of the kids.
I know they're
from
your
St.
kids.
Augustine
They've heard that before. I know that.
I don't
All right.
actually say that in front of my children.
Tomorrow-
Only when they're here.
Tomorrow night is music night to benefit the St. Augustine
I'm
Montessori's
going to look up how much
Odyssey
earned.
of the Mind team.
Yes.
They're going to the World Championships at Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
They're representing the Manatee District. Look at me. I listened to some of this
You
stuff
listened
yesterday.
so well.
So tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Trinity Parish, 215 St.
Mm-hmm.
George Street. It's the King Street Courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
They've got concessions, drinks, a bake sale, and they are receiving donations. They still need about $3,000 to get to where they have to go. Some people have to drive all of the stuff out there. Some people get to fly. But I tell you what, those two kids yesterday
They were fantastic.
fantastic. I mean, kind of, so they're going to grow up to be just as good as Blake.
I've had
I mean,
parents.
they were awesome.
I've had parents from the team reach out to me on Facebook through the live stream and thank us for letting them come on, let us know that the kids had a great time.
Yep.
So we really appreciate them coming on and talking to us yesterday.
It's really fun to see
It's
some good
3,000.
kids.
You got that in your seat cushions, Mike.
Yes, I do. Thanks for letting me know that.
So they're about 9,500. Their goal is to be to 12,000 to 15,000 within 2 weeks. So
A little bit of
some
help.
We got
time.
2 weeks, so we just
got
got
2
to keep
weeks.
pumping them.
Actually, the last time I checked my seat cushions, I mostly have IOUs for lunch in there.
Oh, I know those are as good as gold. Those
Hold
are
on
as
to that
good-
one.
Yes.
Those are as good as
Yes.
gold right there.
Welcome
Lloyd.
to my show.
Lloyd.
All right. The second annual Grand Luau at the Mark Lance Armory is May 11th, Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I just realized it's over at 8 p.m. That's over before my bedtime. It's the first nighttime event I'll have been to in forever that's over by my bedtime. Amanda and I are going. Louie and Darcy are going with us. We're going to have an
It'll be
absolutely awesome time. Also Saturday, Surf Quest.
Yeah.
At the Mary Street ramp at 1 p.m. So if you want to learn to surf or have a friend of yours that you need to teach to surf, or you want the instructors to, they're all going to be there. Bobby, our amazing longtime listener, will be there. And Tim, the legend O'Neill, will be giving private lessons.
Yeah.
The line forms for those at about 11 a.m.
If you stick money in his wetsuit, I hear he'll clean your windows.
Yes, he will clean your windows.
A legend.
And today in the Jackie Hurd calendar, there's nothing
Ain't nothing.
except this show. There should be a whole list down there. Every Thursday it should show
Trivia.
on the Mike Davis show. That's exactly what it should show.
Best guess.
I'll start lobbying Jackie for that because she's a really cool person. All right. There's all kinds of interesting stuff that happened this week. But I think one of the most interesting things that's going on that will probably cause the most consternation, discussion, and debate on this show is that travesty of a trial that is going on in New York right now. It's not even really a trial. It's just, let's see how much crap we can drag out, is my opinion. What say you, Lenny?
Well,
Went straight to Lenny.
well, I was wondering why I was invited today. Somebody needs to be a foil. I prefer epee or saber, but by the same token, hey, you know what? It's campaign finance violations. Apparently, as I'm coming in today, listening to Newsmax and Fox, so I could hold my own. It was.
Well, you listen to those people.
We haven't listened to those people in years.
Actually, I couldn't even find him, so I wasn't done. Apparently, the conversation today was that in Weisselberg's trial, when he was getting clinked up, the CFO for the Trump organization, he laid out everything and said, basically, this is to pay back, and they acknowledged that it wasn't legal fees. So they tried to couch it in terms of the payments to Michael Cohen were, in theory, legal payments or legal fees. And, Weisselberg said as much that it's not. And Michael Cohen, who is going to get pilloried when he gets on the stand.
So did you get this from NPR?
No.
Okay. Did you get the...
I would tell
Did
actually,
you
it might
get
have
it?
been CNN, actually, which is not as bad as MSNBC.
Okay. That... Yes, I have to agree with that.
There you go.
MSNBC lost their minds a long time ago.
CNN.
Even
Not
so,
as bad as MSNBC.
I will send...
It's a new catchphrase.
I will send you an article tonight on the right that says that Trump's lawyer completely debunked the entire case and that none of it makes any... that it's a joke, right?
That's what the lawyer's supposed
right.
to do.
No.
That's
I'm
what
just-
they're hired for.
I'm just simply saying, depending on where you're getting
Of course.
your news from. So if Trump were to be convicted, everybody on the right's going to go, yeah, we knew that was coming. If he's not convicted, everybody on the left's going to think, well, how did that happen? Because all I've gotten is news that tells me he should be in jail for 124 years.
Barbara Jean said that it would be more appropriate if they held the trial in Salem.
Barbara Jean's
So
got
can we
a
put
sense
rocks
of
in his
humor.
pockets and see if he floats?
Yes.
I'm fairly certain Trump floats.
Yes. I'm fairly certain he does.
At a slim 190 pounds?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah, and he's worth $10 billion.
But today, as I was coming in, again, they asked for a mistrial, and the judge said, go away. And they wanted to renegotiate the gag order and claim that her Stormy Daniels' testimony was prejudicial. How could it be anything but? She's saying that guy did this, that, and the other thing. So I don't know.
Wait.
Go ahead.
She has said multiple different stories, multiple different times, whether they had the affair or didn't have the affair. The most stunning thing that she said this week is that she doesn't remember if they had sex.
Really?
Now, that means one of two things happened. And this analysis comes from the very astute, very intelligent, short person, Greg Gutfeld. Greg said that means one of two things, right? Either she fell asleep, in which case nothing happened, or
Ask Cosby about that.
it's Trump. It's Trump, not Cosby. It's Trump, not Cosby.
Oh, okay. Mr. Ethics himself.
Trump, not Cosby.
No one has ever accused him of drugging
No
them.
one has ever done that.
There's no
Lots
one
of
ever
people
has.
accuse the other person of doing that.
Yes.
Or
And he even admitted it in his comedy specials that he was
Or-
doing it.
Oh, great.
or Stormy Daniels admitted that the sex was so good it blew her mind and she can't remember. So according to Greg Gutfeld, is Trump a sex god? Troy Blevins, you answer.
I can tell you that's a hard no. Or a not so hard no.
Well, she did.
But I mean, did you watch her documentary?
No.
She had a document.
Yeah.
I think they
No.
call
The
that
docu-
porn,
I can tell you
Troy.
No. I tell you what,
the secret.
I think she has better character than the guy you guys are voting for. I can tell you that.
I
much.
Really?
completely disagree with that.
Well, I can tell.
I think you're blinded by a couple of
ask
assets.
his first two wives, but that's okay. But I can tell you right now, in the documentary, she was, I think she was as honest as she could be, and didn't want this. Why are you making her the villain?
This
Why
is the
you-
best
here's-
stand-up routine
here's-
you've ever done in
Here's
front
the
of
thing,
me.
and here's the whole thing about the entire news. You guys are making her the villain and acting like he didn't send those texts that are clearly documented, and he didn't send. You rolled your eyes at it, but those are there. Those are in the court where the texts were there. All right, he was.
So is the record of her saying, I never had an affair. It never happened.
Well, that's because,
Getting paid
because
to
she
say
took-
that it never
Well,
happened.
she got paid to say it never happened.
And she said it never happened.
Yeah.
She's given
It wasn't
multiple.
her, and the villain of the entire thing is what's his name, Avenatti or whatever. He's
Michael
just
Avenatti, yeah.
Michael
he's just-
Avenatti.
could be the slimiest human being in the entire world.
I think
So,
there's a race in this case for slimiest human being. There's three people in the
yeah,
race.
there's all three, and it's a close race.
it-
Actually, he's out.
Well, hang on. You'll disagree with one of them, but it's Avenatti, it's Cohen, who has lied repeatedly and been convicted about lying, and it's Alvin Bragg who brought this crazy case in the first place. Who the law does not exist to charge him on this in New York State. He's using a state law to go after a federal offense. It does not. All of us should be appalled, regardless of how you feel about Donald Trump. All of us should be appalled at what's going on.
Do I think this is a bogus and waste of court case?
Yeah.
100%. I believe it's a bogus waste of court case.
Yes.
Do I think he told Cohen to pay? I think he did. Do I think he had an affair with? I think he did. Do I give a crap? I don't give a crap. All right? And I think it's a political ploy and a waste of all our taxpayer money to even have this out there. The thing that bothered me is
It's not our taxpayer money. It's New York's taxpayer money, and they don't have enough. They're already in debt.
Guess what? Guess who pays for the shortfall?
Not
The
yet.
rest of
Yes.
the world. Yeah, and we do it in California too. But the one I care about is the phone call he made and the way he treated the person in Georgia. And that was
Ratzenberger.
that one to me.
Did you
is-
see the news out of Georgia today?
Okay, please tell me. Please just tell me your right
election law?
wing crazy stuff that's about.
No. The state of Georgia has put an independent person to verify Fulton County's count this time in the next election because they lost 300,000 votes. They have 300,000 ballots that they cannot account for, and they ran, I can't remember what the number was, but it was a significant number. It might have been 10,000 ballots through more than once, right? So this is Fulton County, the place that Trump called and said there might be a problem, and the state of Georgia today
He said,
said,
do me a favor and make it happen. He didn't say it
The
might be a
state-
problem.
the
Is that what your Republican ears heard?
the state of Georgia, maybe that was in the Ukraine,
Next country over.
there could potentially be a problem in Fulton County. And everybody has ignored that's what started this entire thing. If they find actual voter fraud in Fulton County, was he right?
No, he's still not right
Oh,
from his position of
Yes.
power. It says very specifically you can't step over those lines.
Yes.
It says very specifically you can't step over those lines. Did you hear the phone conversation?
No, I don't listen to those things. I'm like you.
You
I
might
just
want to try it.
I just read the headlines. I just read the headline. I just tried Levin's
Try that on for size before you defend that phone call.
I have to get Blake in on this conversation.
Yes.
So this is a really important question about this entire trial.
Oh, you're actually going to have me talk now?
I was saving you just for this.
I only brought
Just
in
for
Lenny so
this
he can
insight.
talk on my behalf.
Just for this insight. I just want to know. Stormy Daniels, is she a mid? I mean, you're the youngest guy here that can... Lenny almost lost his water over there right away. So where would you rank her in your whole scale?
She's pretty damn basic.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. If you were Donald Trump, would you have been like,
No.
Okay. Just asking. I had to ask somebody who's young, who's not attached to anybody, to give us his unbiased opinion.
Okay.
I know what Troy's answer would have been.
What do you mean? I don't even know what a mid is. So I don't know what that term is. Does that mean she's like average?
Yeah,
of the road.
we're worse than average, basically.
Okay. All right.
Mediocre.
Amanda, I know you don't want to judge on another woman.
Well, I mean, Troy asked why you make her the villain. Any woman that actively pursues a dude for sex to try and enrich herself when she knows he's married and his wife is pregnant, I think is a dirtbag.
Might want to look at the text who was pursuing who.
Okay, sure.
Because now we know that he and his wife sleep in separate bedrooms.
So
might wanna do that
let me
before
ask
you
you
guys
this.
do
If
that.
Donald Trump wasn't Donald Trump, would she ever have answered any of the texts?
Probably not.
Okay. So she saw an advantage to it as well.
I mean, and here's the thing: is all politicians are charming. All right.
No, they're not. I met Charlie Crist. I was not charmed. I was not charmed by him, and you know it. You were sitting right next to me.
Actually, he was a Oompa Loompa, and he
was
was the
not charming.
nicest governor that I met face to face. Even though
Yeah,
I
you
knew-
liked him.
No, even though I knew a knife could be swinging
I didn't
around
like
at any
that
point.
guy. No.
But I mean, all politicians. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, George W., Obama, Trump, Biden, even. Well, I think he used to be. I'm not sure now. But all of them have a certain charisma to them,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a definite confidence to them, which is going to be attractive to women.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if he wasn't Donald Trump, I don't think she would, because I think she was trying to get on The Apprentice
Right.
too, and that was also a part of the text that went back and forth.
Right.
Because he said, I can get you on. I'm allowed to do one person,
Mm-hmm.
and then he didn't do it, and.
Because maybe the affair didn't happen. I'm just giving him a reason.
Yeah, sure.
Like
Look,
NBC was reticent to have a porn star on there. Actually,
I have no idea whether they had an affair or not. I do know this. In my paying her not to say anything did not interfere with the election. What interfered with the election the last time is when the entire intelligence community got together and said a laptop that was real was not real weeks before an election. That is election interference, and it was done by our intelligence people. 20 of them
dossier.
signed on and said
dossier,
that this laptop of Hunter Biden's is Russian disinformation when they all damn well knew it was his laptop.
Well, I was going two back even with the dossier.
I agree with that too.
That was absolute BS.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, like I said, I think it's a waste of money. It doesn't sway what he did as president, his policies as president, and those things. I still disagree with the trial. The one I want to know is I think he really stepped over the line in Georgia. And that one, to me, is more important than this thing with Stormy, because they're both consenting adults. And she took the money, and I think Avenatti is the one who tried to expose that.
Right. Avenatti, who tried to blackmail Nike.
Yeah.
among other people.
He tried to
Among
blackmail
other
him.
people,
yeah.
who
That
has
wasn't-
said
that
this
wasn't his
entire
first
thing was a
blackmail case.
blackmail of Trump. He has said that. Now I don't know whether you trust him or not, but he has said that
No.
that this is that this whole thing. So about 6 months ago, the left is joyous. They're happy. They've got the Georgia case. They've got the classified document case that's going on in Florida, which is completely unraveled on them this week.
And I'd like to applaud the impartiality of that judge, by the way.
Well, it helps. It helps me feel better about the judicial system if we can have an impartial judge on Trump's side against the impartial judge that's on Alvin Bragg's side. So in my mind, that's the balancing scales of justice.
But can we find impartial judges that aren't on anybody's side?
That would be very nice, Lenny.
welcome
You have to go to
Unicorn Rainbows.
Orlando.
Right.
You got to buy a ticket,
Right.
and then you go to Fantasyland, and you look there for that.
And I'll ride a unicorn right home.
That's right. No, the case there. The interesting is they. None of the documents that they took a picture of the night, remember it showed all the classified documents? They brought cover sheets that said classified, top secret, blah, 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 and dropped those in and took a picture to show, hey, this is all classified information. This is all. Then Jack Smith had to admit this week, we've lost evidence. We've misplaced evidence. Somebody was in the evidence file. We don't know who was in the evidence file. The basic tenets of American justice, if you are doing those kind of things.
Republicans from 72 are back.
They're all dead. I looked it up. Not a single one of Nixon's crew is still alive. Nice try.
Is it true?
It's not like it's the first time evidence has disappeared.
Well, this was
Just ask Hillary. And it was more like people.
Yeah, check that closet.
Amanda, can you strike that out of the...
Check that closet
You
in
did
Denver.
So I've got a question for
Yes.
those of you that were alive in 1972. Is it true that Richard Nixon had a slogan, "They can't lick our dick"? Is that true? There's a campaign button floating around the internet.
I'm pretty sure that was for somebody running for mayor of San Francisco.
Yeah.
It was Stormy Daniels' dad. Is that what you're telling me?
I know. I don't know who. I'm not impugning her dad. I don't know who he is or what he did.
Mr. Clifford could be a very nice
I just
man.
thought that you guys, you aged and wise, would know whether this was a real
Well, you lost
campaign
us
button.
with
tell
wise.
you-
You had us at aged.
I can tell you one thing
I don't know about
you guys want to watch and listen to is the tapes of Richard Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
He had plenty of opportunities, and he's the one who knew the tape recorder was
Yeah.
on. And some of them, he could be the most misogynist human being I've ever been around.
Oh, no. Let's go back to LBJ and the things that he would have said
Oh, my
if
word.
they had actually gotten his tapes.
He would whip his wiener out in,
Yes.
Yeah.
in
And
the
pee.
Oval Office.
Yes.
So-
Yeah.
All right. So, do you think all of you? Yes, they've all found it. Do you think that
Is it real?
this current case is helping or hurting Donald Trump in the presidential election?
I think they've already picked their sides.
Yeah.
I really do. I think there's.
Well, they're
I think
independent.
there's going to be some people out there like
Let me
myself.
rephrase the question. People that haven't picked their side that are independents, there's probably about 20%. Does it sway them one way or
I
the
don't
other?
think so. I think at this point that who hasn't made up their decision
Mm-hmm.
is like they're both crazy as hell. And how did we get here with 340 million people? Which is exactly what makes me scratch my head. Is we have 340 million people in this.
You lost all your hair trying to figure this out.
Oh yeah, I ripped it all off. even my back hair.
Lenny?
At this point in time, unless there's a slam dunk conviction, I don't think it's going to change anybody's mind necessarily. It's just going to either if he's acquitted, it's going to be, see, we told you it was a witch hunt all along. Or if he's guilty, we told you the guy was a crook right from the get-go. So I don't think anybody's
Actually,
going to
both of those lines apply to either side, depending on either one of the things, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, 100%.
Right.
Yes,
Well, that's it.
either way.
Yeah. So I don't think anything's necessarily going to change by this, unless there is some revelation. Like Perry Mason at the end, gets up and somebody starts crying on the stand, other than Hope Hicks, and gives everything up. But this is getting into the inferior. It's just too convoluted because you're talking election law, and nobody cares about election law and election finance. The documents, great. So they were taken out of order and put in the box in a different order, and all of a sudden now they're invalid because that's been manipulated. So that pulls them out. And if they lose the boxes of evidence, then that trial doesn't exist any longer. The Fulton County one, they're about to remove her from being either the DA or the DA on the case. So that one's going to, be gone in 25 minutes as well. So at the end of the day, the only trial that's going to be going on is the one in Manhattan because the other three aren't going to happen too terribly much.
Blake, your opinion?
I definitely don't think these cases are going to go affect how people vote in an election. But I do have thoughts about if Trump is convicted, what does the Republican Party do? Did they just kick him out as
No,
candidate?
we vote for him.
No.
I'm just going to tell you, we're all voting for him.
They still vote for him.
Yeah.
W.E.B. Du Bois ran for president from a jail cell.
Yeah.
So there is precedence for the president.
Yeah.
No,
Amanda, we saved your opinion because it's the most important for last. Do you like the way I pandered to you?
It's lovely.
Okay.
It's
No
real great.
pressure at all.
So I've heard a lot of arguments both ways. I think that the vast majority of people have made up their mind what they're going to do. I do think there's a small percentage in the middle, and it might help. It might help Trump because they're like, hey, we get screwed over by government officials and the legal system all the time, so we get it. It might hurt. I mean, I go back and forth. I don't think it helps with women. It might help with people that feel disenfranchised by the legal system.
I think that it's driving sympathy for him because people look at it, not partisan people on either side, but people down the middle, and they go, you know what? This is not a fair trial. It shouldn't be tried. They're stepping on the scale in doing this trial. And I think that, I do think, however, that Trump should use the Peter Warwick defense. He should take the stand or go out, walk out there at the end when he's not gagged by the gag order and say, it's not like I shot anybody. Yeah. Remember Peter Warwick that year?
Yeah.
They stole the shoes. He said, it's not like I killed anybody.
Yeah.
Which didn't help.
By the way, it's still free shoes.
Hey, we still have a football program.
Yeah.
Dream all you want. We still have a football program.
1 year in a row. 1 year in a row. And you proved you weren't supposed to be in the championship playoffs. But here's my thing. I think the people that haven't made up their mind are so frustrated with the entire thing.
Yes.
If he does get if he does get convicted of a crime, I think they're just not going to vote at all. I think it's just like, I'm not going to be a part of the process. And that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. And I think there's going to be more people like me this go round than possibly ever before. Trump did bring a lot of people out to vote, but I voted for Trump in those elections. And I can tell you, it's not happening again. It's just not happening again.
Want to bet one of those lunches on that?
I'll bet all of them. How about we bet all of them?
You haven't seen the end of this, so you've got months to be completely disgusted by something else. Well, so I'm just telling you.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I mean, it's probably that's why it's so important to make sure your local elections, you're involved in those. Those have more to do with your day-to-day life, and it's easy to be frustrated with the national and all that stuff. But the person that handles your millage rate, the person that handles different things, who's coming in, who's going out of the city, setting laws in place, who's protecting us, those are way more important than what we're talking about today.
Right.
I'm sorry, but my local representatives aren't driving crazy inflation, driving my energy costs up, and they're not driving my grocery bill up. So I think that opinion is the opinion of someone who's financially comfortable. Those of us who are less financially comfortable are voting with our pocketbook, and we want to be able to afford groceries.
Right, so we have Mama Bear versus the mogul, the real estate mogul. So I just want to make sure everyone understood the context in here.
I'm not saying you can't vote for him. I'm just saying, character-wise, there's no way I'm voting for the man again.
There's no one with good character on the ballot right now.
His policies are much better. I'll give you that much. And I'm not a person that goes, if you want to vote for Biden, okay, you're welcome to. If you want to vote for Trump, I'm not the guy that goes, how stupid are they? No, that's your opinion. You see the world through a different lens. And to say it doesn't hurt financially, it doesn't matter what your economic impact is at, because you earned every single one of those dollars, and it means the exact same value to you no matter what you have in the bank.
I disagree, sir. Jeff Bezos has no idea how much taxes he paid in millions of dollars, and he doesn't care because he's got billions in the bank.
And it's not enough.
He earned every one of those dollars.
And Lenny said he should be taxed more because he's the rich. All right,
he should pay his fair share, and he's got it, and he won't miss a meal.
Yeah.
Blake Blevins.
See.
There's an issue revolving around this trial. Barron Trump will graduate next week. So should Donald Trump be allowed to go to his graduation?
I thought it happened and he went.
The judge is allowing it, but the graduation, I think, is next weekend, the 17th.
I definitely
I think it's next week. So should he be able to go? There was some discussion they might not let him go.
Yes, he should.
Yeah. Why not?
So Donald Trump has angered the left over the judge saying he could go because he's going to a rally that Friday night in Minnesota.
Yeah.
The graduation is at 10 a.m. in the morning. So he's going to graduation. Then he's getting on a plane and going to the rally in Minnesota. So everybody on the left is like, we shouldn't have let him go. It's his day. He's going to the graduation.
I feel like that's them.
Make a difference anyway.
I feel like that's them tipping
People
their
said
hand.
that
Though.
about Michigan,
the whole
Wisconsin,
reason they
too.
don't want him to go is because they don't want him to campaign. That sort of gives away the plot that this whole trial is to keep him off the campaign trail.
Yeah, but just on the other side, and I'm in the middle. Just on the other side, you guys' disdain for Biden There are people way worse on the other side with that disdain for Trump. And I agree 100%. It's the disdain for him, not the action that he's actually taken on this situation.
There is a large percentage of people in Minnesota that voted for Joe Biden last time that will not vote for him this time because of the war in the Middle East. Mm-hmm. And they will stay home. And Minnesota, I don't know that it flips, but it's going to be a lot closer than what anybody predicts. Because if that group, which I have said on this show, the Palestinians, people from the Middle East who do not like Israel, most people in America are like, well, you'll get over it and you'll vote. That's not the way they think about things. They have a long memory and they're like, no, we're going to keep this memory.
I'll get over it and I'll vote. You're saying the same thing to me.
Can I just...
You're not from the Middle East.
Yeah.
You're going to look at, somebody's going to actually show you what your taxes are going to be, and you're going to go, I can't believe I have to do this again.
Can I just change direction here for one second and
please.
ask a question? Will you accept the results of the election?
Oh my word! This is such a stupid.
I will accept.
No, it's not a stupid question, and I'll ask, and I'll tell you why.
Do it in January 6th.
I will
Neither
accept.
did Hillary in
I will
2016.
accept.
She did a concession speech.
I will
I'm sorry.
accept the
Trump
outcome of the
left
election.
the White House. He left the White House. He accepted it. He argued about it just as much as Hillary argued about it in 2016. He still left the White House.
I'm not going backwards. I'm going forward, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
There are people that are auditioning for vice president. Some shoot dogs. Some don't answer questions. And now you got Tim Scott, who all of a sudden doesn't know where to hide.
Yes, but for
when
the
he was
record,
asked
none
to-
of them have eaten a dog.
Sure.
That would be a different president that ate a dog and
Right.
wrote about it in his book.
Right.
Okay, just for the record.
But he didn't kill the dog.
He still ate the dog.
He was just making he just didn't want to waste the carcass.
So,
Just
but
because
there's a number
he
of
has
people
his
now.
staff kill the dog doesn't mean he's a.
It was his staff.
It was his staff.
That's what he was.
It was his
It's just we've got
His
6 months.
stepdad had staff. He lived in a lovely compound.
if you want to
said
get
it was
if you want to get a
Obama's
hilarious laugh about Christy Nome
It's
and the
his
dog,
family's.
right? If you want to get a
Yeah.
laugh that goes on, Greg
my-
Gutfeld
I can hit
opened his
the
show
dog.
last night. Christy Nome was supposed to be on. She decided not to come on at the last minute.
Yeah.
So he just went, "You're not here. We're doing 12 dog jokes," and then you thought it was over. And he came up with 50, like another 500. If you want to watch something hilarious of somebody on the right make fun of somebody on the right because they wouldn't show up on the show, and it was like dog joke after dog joke after dog. It was just absolutely. I think one of them was our staff had asked her how her week was going, and she said, "Rough." It's just never stopped. So. No, yes, I will accept the outcome of the election as soon as Stacey Abrams accepts the outcome of her governor's race.
As soon as that's you're putting your
I'm
rationale.
just screwing
You're
with
putting
you
your
guys.
rationale on
I'm
Abrams.
just having fun with you guys.
But you've got people now, and
Stacey.
this should be just a simple answer.
Yeah.
Senator Scott, will you accept the result of the election? Humana. Yes or no? You say yes. You don't have to do it when
So-
it
so
happens,
let me-
but get out from under it now.
He doesn't
'cause
want to go to Escobar.
well, that's true. He also wants to be vice president.
So let me ask this, whenever the allegations of Trump being a Russian agent, did you accept the outcome of that election? Did you think maybe this election was rigged for some time? Were you fooled?
You mean when he
by
won when he won the first time?
When he won the first, were you fooled by the media narrative that he may be a Putin plant?
No, but I think he's got a very close relationship with Putin and he admires him. I don't discount the fact that there may be a rubber-sheeted tape someplace in Moscow, but by that same token, maybe not.
I don't believe that at all because he is a documented germaphobe. I can't imagine. No.
Yeah, I can
I
tell
cannot.
you. And we were on the radio when
Yeah.
that was going through.
There's
and
no
I was
way.
Like, this is so bogus.
There's no way.
I was like, this is so bogus. No one is.
No, it's
No one at his level is that stupid to do what they put. I mean, it didn't even make it believable.
I wouldn't say stupid or
I was
arrogant, but okay.
Well, no. But I can tell you right now, it came out. It was a complete lie. Everything in that it was a complete lie.
He's
Was
not.
that
he's
in the
not-
Steele dossier as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was
All right.
it was a complete lie. And intelligent people with bad morals still don't make the mistakes that they put in that dossier. It just does. It doesn't add up.
Yeah.
So, and Amanda, just so you know, my actions will never affect Blake's character. So why
I
would
didn't
Obama's-
say.
No.
I
it was
didn't say
Obama's
that. I
dad's-
said he
it was
wasn't
Obama's dad's
absolved
staff.
from eating the dog just because someone on the staff did the killing and not him. That's all I said. That's all I said. I didn't say that he
You said it was his staff. Is the
I
word
didn't
you
say-
used. You said it was his staff.
his
is the exact
family
words.
staff.
No, you didn't say his family staff. You
His
said
That was-
staff.
his staff. and it was
Okay.
his dad.
Okay.
So
I said
my
the words
actions don't
his
affect
staff,
him.
and then when you said his staff, I said his
wasn't his
family staff.
That was very Scooby-Doo
His
of you.
family
His dad. You said
staff.
his dad.
You're never
it.
going to win this
That's
argument.
what I
No,
said.
It is a
He's wrong.
it is a proven fact that women have a much better memory in an argument than men do. You're
And-
never
You
going
know
to
what's
win this
great?
argument.
And-
You know what's great? We can rewatch it.
And I'm admitting that I said the words his staff with the intention of pointing out he was a child at the time and he was living at his stepdad's compound,
Yeah.
and the staff of the compound served the meal, I believe, or they ate it out in a restaurant. One way or the other, staff that were being paid by his family murked a dog and he ate it and described
It's
it in
much
his
different
book.
than 10 minutes ago, the statement you made.
It's
Much
She
different.
never
this is
did.
me
him of doing
clarifying.
it.
I didn't
No,
say
she said it was his staff. Her words was his staff. It was not his
If you-
staff. He was underage, and it wasn't even. He didn't even have staff at that point.
I
Okay.
obviously, if I'm paying servants at my house, then people would refer to them as my family staff and would refer to my kids as having a maid. My kids aren't paying the maid, but there's still the maid that would be working for my kids. This is a distinguishing argument with zero difference. I had no intention of saying that 10-year-old Obama was paying people to murk dogs so that he could consume their flesh.
Let me break this down
is
for y'all. Let me just get to
ridiculous.
the pertinent fact. The pertinent fact. Are you with me? BR75
ridiculous argument
tires, identical. But let me explain. He still ate the dog. That's all we're saying.
Right.
All right.
Identical.
Identical.
Pausing traction. Is a bit, isn't it? All right, I got to give my cousin in
absurd.
Tennessee.
Yes.
My cousin in Tennessee said this argument's going to the dog.
Facts.
All right. It's trivia time.
Yes.
3 week in a
Praise
row
Jesus.
champion. I know. Amanda's like, thank God. Blake's like the only reason I showed up, right?
So done.
It's like, I'm never showing up at the beginning of this show again.
Oh, he was enjoying the entertainment.
He's like, Dad, is Mike really that stupid?
You should hear what they say when you leave. They're
That's
setting
okay.
up robotics.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
There's nothing I've ever said behind his back I haven't said to him.
And that's
true.
what he always says when I'm like, wow.
Yeah. You should hear what Troy said. You should hear what he said to me. Okay. So Troy Blevins has won 3 weeks in a row. Blake, are you salty about this?
No.
Do you want revenge this week?
No.
Are you going to throw things at your dad to distract him?
Why would I do that to my dad?
Just ask him,
hey,
man.
Mike,
We have 5 days in a row
Mike,
together.
Yeah,
Mike,
right.
So
Mike.
He has staff because of his dad.
How was that dog?
Sure, I am president. Yeah.
All right.
I think it tasted nice.
His own dog.
There's lots of loose dogs
I gotta
running
put the phone
around.
down.
Yeah.
You gotta put the
Okay.
phone down.
So I hope I'm not too close to home with anybody in here,
Oh,
but
no.
Andrew Dunham, who's the founder and CEO of Hims and Hers Health, said this week that he would offer jobs to anti-Israeli protesters. Apparently, the people that held his stock did not feel the same.
Yeah.
How much value did his stock lose after he made the statement, I would be glad to hire protesters that are anti-Israel?
How much value did his stock have
Yep.
before he made the?
No, just a dollar amount.
Dollar
a
amount.
dollar amount.
Oh,
Yep.
It's better off on a percentage.
So it went flaccid.
Yeah.
I have no idea how much his stock had. I'll say, I don't know. I'll say, I have no. Like,
Pick a number.
I get it.
The
but
amount of
like,
money you'd like to spend on a vacation, but Louis won't let you. Just that number will be okay.
It needs to
That
be a little
could be
higher than that.
that could be $1,000. I don't know. I'll say 6 million. I don't know.
I think it's closer to 200 million.
You're talking
Cool.
total overall or share value?
How much? What share value did he
Total
lose? Yeah.
total overall
of-
overall share value.
So the net worth of the company.
Yes.
Yes.
As opposed to the
Correct.
dollar value of the share.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not if it was sold at 95.
Right, because
and
I think it
went
was.
down to 45.
I'm trying to remember. I thought it was about 10%, and I thought it was $11 a share. So let's call it 10 million.
201 million.
$210 million.
I like the way he makes it look
You
like
stole
he's
it
not,
from me.
like
Yes.
he's not.
$210 million.
Because he rounds down.
He stole that one from Dad.
Okay.
$210 million.
We had the down.
Very uplifting.
Troy Blevins, one of your favorite Republican Congress people from Georgia, came out with a new hat. Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's a MUGA hat. MUGA. So what does MUGA stand for?
I wish I had time to think about that. This one definitely hurts going first.
Uh-huh.
Mess up girls association. I don't know what she was trying to go with there.
Lenny?
I'm just going right for the low-hanging fruit, and if she's wearing it, make ugly great again.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to get a point. I'm not going to
That was
point at
good.
it.
That was
I'm not
good.
going to get a point at it, but
I
that's,
want to point out that Pelosi was not wearing it, but okay.
Oh,
Mischief.
ouch.
if the hat fits.
Pete's not dating her anymore. We can talk about her. It's all okay.
Her broke up.
Yeah, it's all good. We're fine now.
Damn. All right.
What do you got?
It definitely has to be like make blank gray again. Make UGA great. Make UGA the University of Georgia Bulldogs mascot gray again.
That's a good guess.
I'll say make universities great again.
That you guys all had good guesses on the show. Make Ukraine great again. Because she was mad about the amount of money that went to Ukraine, so make Ukraine great again was her beef. So yes.
You ever watch a Chuck Lorre comedy, and at the end he does a vanity card? Mm-hmm. Okay. Every now and again he puts up a ball cap, a yellow ball cap that I am AG. Yeah, immigrants make America great on his little yellow cap.
All right. Hey, Lenny.
Hello.
An Oklahoma man went to a Caribbean island. I think he went to the Bahamas. And in his duffel, got into the island, but when leaving, they searched his duffel bag. They found, I want to say it was 4 or 5 bullets in the bag. They promptly arrested him. How many years in jail is he facing?
40.
Blake?
Caribbean. Well, did it say which
I
island?
think it's the Bahamas.
The Bahamas. All right, Nassau. They're like so. They're very tight on
Turks and Caicos.
Okay, Turks and
pretty close
Caicos.
to the
Okay,
Bahamas.
okay.
38.
I will let
Okay.
you amend. Okay.
All right.
I'm trying to be an impartial judge.
As you are.
You
As you
struck
are.
a chord with me earlier.
As
Okay.
you
All
are.
right. 13 years.
I'll say 30.
Boy, there's all over the place.
I'm gonna split these two, and I'm gonna go 20.
The answer was 12. The answer was 12. The answer was 12, which is kind of startling.
And I've been
I
to
would
Turks
think,
and
yeah.
Caicos, and
Yeah.
I don't remember it being that,
Well-
that security being that tight.
It was just bullets, no gun.
I think he got in. If I remember the story correctly, I think he got in with them. It was a bag he had taken on a hunting trip. So he got into the country. It was when he was trying to get out that they found them.
Yes, it was on the way out, which is, and I think they arrested his wife as well. It was like a 40th anniversary trip.
How many kids do they have?
They had multiple kids back home in
think it's
Oklahoma,
3.
and people had to go get. They eventually got the wife out, but he was, I think, another week or two before they settled his case. I mean, which I thought was a pretty. You let him in with it. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
he got through TSA with it too. Obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, I have friends
Proving
of mine
that
that'll
those
be like.
scams are so great.
I have friends like you and I both
might have
travel,
been in the
Troy,
luggage.
and they're like, "Hey, you want to borrow a bag from me?" I'm like, "No, never," because I don't know what you had in that bag. I don't know what residues in it. But no, I won't go buy a new bag before I'll use anybody else's bag
I
to
believe
go
it was
travel.
the backpack he took on a trip. So I think
Yeah,
it's just
so
carry
it
on.
just was kind of in hidden compartments and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah. I can see bullets are.
Yeah.
All right. So someone has done a study due to all of this unrest on college campuses, how much foreign money, gifts from foreign countries to American universities since 2012. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's about 10, 12 of them on this list. We'll go around twice. If you get a country, you get a point. If you get the number one country that has donated money to American universities, foreign country, since 2012, you get 2 points. All right, Blake Blevins?
I'm gonna say China.
That's where I was going.
China is number 2.
Dang
on the list.
I was there.
Number 2, and he's got a 3-0 lead.
I was feeling confident that was number 1. So
I'll say Qatar.
For 2 points, and vaulted back into competition.
I'm back, baby.
Qatar donated almost $3 billion, and China was at $1.7 billion. So, all right, Troy Blevins.
Saudi Arabia.
Dang it. You guys just picked off 1, 2, and 3. Smartest panel ever. Lenny?
Well, I was going to pick China. I was going to pick Saudi Arabia. I wasn't going to pick Qatar. That was a good one.
I wouldn't have. I had
Stall
Qatar
as
'cause
much
it's
as
so
you can
small.
until another country comes into your mind.
Well, I'm just thinking, who else in the Middle East has any money? Because it's not Iraq, it's not Iran.
Everyone in the Middle East has money except for
How
Gaza.
about the Emirates? How about the Arab Emirates?
United Arab Emirates is number 4. You guys
Yeah,
are,
one,
if you
two, three,
keep this
four.
in order, man. All right, Blake.
I'm gonna say Ukraine.
Ukraine is not on this list. Man.
This is a bollocks. You can't
Risky
do
move. Risky move, Cotton. Bold move, Cotton.
that. Dr. Rich.
I'll say Israel.
Stole mine.
Israel is not on this list.
Okay.
I
Suddenly they went cold.
I can tell you that was going
Yeah.
to be my guess. So, how
okay.
many do you have? 1 through 10.
Yes.
I'm gonna go in Asia. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go Russia.
Russia is on the list at $141 million. So Troy is in a tie. Lenny, you could get tied for
India.
second place. What?
India.
India's not on the list.
Really? Bummer.
No, India's not. The list was, believe it or not, the Palestinian Authority.
Are we letting him have a second?
No,
one?
he started.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah.
did.
So
Palestinian
we already
Authority,
did 2. We're good.
Syria, Venezuela, Pakistan, Lebanon, Iraq, Turkey, Russia, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, China, and Qatar.
Oh, good American allies.
Interesting.
Listen, you Trump-loving Russian guy. That's enough of that.
That's President Trump.
That
today.
is enough of that. Okay.
We are a wacky country.
In
Yes, we are.
North Florida, Clay County, Duval County, Nassau, and St. John's, right? For the first 4 months of this year, there have been 4,551 building permits issued.
I knew
Right?
it was going to be building permits.
How many of that 4,551 are in St. John's County?
St. John's County?
Yep.
4,451.
Yep.
Did you include Duval? Was Duval one of the
Duval's in
counties?
it too. It's Clay, Duval, Nassau, and St. John. So what number, how many of those 4,551 building permits are in St. John's County?
2,200.
I'm going 24.
I'll go 26.
Let's see. I'm gonna say 19,000. So there's no.
It's gotta be between 0
So-
and 4,400.
Hold on.
Houston, we have a problem.
Hold on.
100 lakes.
1,951.
What?
1,951.
The actual answer is 1,985. You are your.
And he looks so innocent, too.
Supposed to win today.
There is no way that he cheated on that. There is no way that he cheated on that
The
answer.
first one, he just went higher than me because he
Yeah.
felt like I had a good answer there. So
There's no way.
yeah.
Absolutely no way. Let's see if I can get this right. It's Troy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, the analysis used by Pew Research to define middle income, which says middle class salary range, is 2/3 to double the average median salary. As of 2022, the most recent year, the average median household in the United States was how much money?
Household.
Household. The average median household income in the U.S. was how much money?
You're not getting anything out of me.
You make a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's 74,000.
Lenny?
56,000.
Wow. True Democrat. No one has any money.
Damn.
Did I say that out loud? I'm so sorry.
That's because you take it all and give it to people and then give it to other people.
You're outdoor boys.
Darn it. No, I'm sorry.
All right. I'm gonna say 85,000.
Blake said 85.
110.
Okay. Troy?
No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Amanda.
Amanda.
Yep.
I'll say 74,001.
You went the wrong way.
Dang it.
73,914
Wow.
for a guess from 74,000. Pretty impressive, Mr. Blevins.
He thought mine was pretty close.
It did go down since 2020. So it did go down since 2020. All right, so Troy's at 3, Blake's at
It went
4.
down tremendously during
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I did give Bobby a point because he picked a country that was right. And then I have to honestly tell you, he picked Liechtenstein. And I'm giving him a point. I'm giving a point for Liechtenstein as well.
Oh, he
Yeah.
only gets a point if he spelled it correct.
No, I don't spell right. Bobby, you're good. You're good, Bobby.
Autocorrect will
Yeah,
fix it.
autocorrect only. We already talked about that. We're not going to go there. 10 worst states to run your business in. The 10 worst states to run your business in. So we'll do this. We'll go around one time. Again, we'll do the same thing. If you get the number 1 worst state to run your business in, I'll give you 2 points. Lenny, you get to start.
California.
It's a layup for you.
I needed a point
It's
somewhere.
a layup for you. It got you back in. You're
I
at
needed
3.
a point. Thank you, Mike.
That wasn't number one.
Was
That was number one.
Those are 2 points. It got him right back in. Yeah, he's in. This is a tight race here.
All right.
Blake Blevins,
Florida.
not in the top 10. Your politics were showing with that answer.
That was a terrible answer, man.
I'll say
Your bias was
Washington. Washington State.
State of Washington.
showing. Washington State is number 46. So, yes, you get a point.
Wait, because it's on the list?
On the list.
It's
It's on
46.
the bottom 10. The bottom 10.
bottom
The
10.
They're the
bottom
bottom 10. So the bottom 10 are the
I was
top
gonna
10
say,
when you're asking
1
for
out
the
of
worst.
50. We're going to be easy at this one. Great. Okay, hold on. I can think of another state.
No.
And I'm gonna go with state of New York.
New York was number 49th. Number 49th. So Troy and Blake are tied. It was at 41 Minnesota, then Connecticut, Oregon, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Washington, New Jersey, Illinois, New York, and California. If you notice, all of those are run by one
I can
party.
tell you, Mike, if we made it back around, Hawaii was going to be my next.
All right. So, Blake, we're going the other way around. The most favorable states, the best states to run a business in.
Florida.
It's number 2. You got a point. Blake's up. Blake's back up at 5.
All right. Everyone's moving to Florida, Texas, and Tennessee. I'll say Texas.
2 points for Amanda.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's got to be number one because in California,
Yeah. The exodus from California to
exodus from
Texas.
Yep.
So, see, I think Tennessee's good. I think Virginia's gotten better. I'm going to go with Tennessee. I'll stay with Tennessee.
Tennessee's number 3. You guys just picked off the first 3
Yeah, no,
right there.
that's
Yeah.
where people are going.
Yeah.
All right, Lenny.
There's
Our
a
neighbor
lot
to the north, Georgia.
Georgia's number 7. Georgia's number 7. So right now, Lenny's got 4. Bobby's got 2. Bobby picked Utah. Bobby, I can only give you one joke answer. I know. 10 was South Carolina, then Utah, Nevada, Georgia, Indiana, North Carolina, Arizona, Tennessee, Florida, Texas. 8 of those states are run by one party.
Halfbackers are going to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Once they come to Florida, say it's too hot, and then
Yeah.
they're like, okay, we're going to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Is this Amanda? Are you next? Right. We started
Yes,
with Blake.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Biden, our president, has proposed raising the capital gains that you pay on capital. Right. So you earned money in a real estate transaction or a stock transaction. Raising the capital gains rate to what percentage?
What is it now?
It's about 20.
I don't invest,
It's about
I don't know.
20% right now.
20% now.
Yeah, it's like 18 or
I think
20%.
it's 18.
Yeah.
I think it's 18 and some change, like
Yes.
18.3.
Okay. So what does he want to raise it to?
Yes.
I'll say he wants to raise it to 24.
That's a number I had in my head. So I'll go 25.
Blake? I'm
Nope.
sorry.
Oh,
Lenny.
Lenny.
I'm sorry.
23.
Splitting the middle. Man, this is a thing for you. You can't get in the middle. You either got to be high or low.
Okay. 40%.
You've played this game well today.
That's
44.6%.
insane. It's insane.
44.6. You might actually win
Absolutely
because someone's
insane.
raising
As the
taxes.
stock market
That
crashes.
should make you really happy today.
That's absolutely insane.
April
That's
So how's that vote
disincentive.
sound now?
Still, it's
How do you feel about that now?
It won't happen.
How do you feel about that now,
That's
Mr.
why
Blevins?
you got to have your right congressman. You gotta
Where's your Moses now,
He
Troy
can't
Blevins?
do that by executive order.
Yes.
Just so we're clear about
Okay.
it. So,
There's a lot of things he shouldn't be able to do by executive order, but he's
So
done.
Joe Biden is Catholic. We're all aware of this. He
Allegedly.
reminds us of this all the time. He was at a rally in Florida about one specific issue, and he made the sign of the cross. What was the specific issue at the rally that he went to go support the people? A Florida rally. He showed up to support them. He makes the sign of the cross. What was the issue that brought him to the rally? They were all rallying for.
see, I had abortion on my mind right away. So I'm going to stay with that.
You have abortion. Lenny?
No, it's not abortion, then immigration.
It has to be abortion.
It's abortion.
Yes. At a rally about abortion, a Catholic made the sign of the cross.
How do Catholics feel about abortion? Just out of interest.
So Troy got a point.
Sliding to be more accepted.
Amanda got a point.
Hopefully they have free will and don't listen to who's ever
in charge.
Yeah.
All right, so right
Ireland
now
allows abortions.
it's Amanda with 6, Troy with 6, Lenny with 4, Blake with 7.
You mean if I went with the crowd and said abortion, I could have had 7,
you
5,
could've-
3, 2, another point.
You could have been the Jamaican bobsled.
You could have been the okay.
Could have been a contender.
Daddy the Eagle.
In the country of India, they found a giant extinct snake. How long was this giant extinct snake? Length in feet, not meters, feet, because we're Americans.
Who goes first?
I-
I think I go first.
Lenny?
Yeah, I think you.
You gave abortion.
abortion.
Oh,
First.
I gave
So,
abortion.
Lenny
it's
goes.
Lenny.
Okay.
80.
80.
80 feet.
I'm going to say.
Yeah, you looking at that story, huh?
Why?
I watched you.
No,
We
his
all watched
screen-
you.
His screen's facing this way. Oh, or
No,
he was
he's
looking over
reading.
here.
He
Oh.
reads the headlines.
He's trying.
Look at that face. He's
Oh, you
reading the
got caught.
headlines.
You got caught.
He
He's
legit-
void on this one. He's void on this one.
25 feet.
I'll say 26 feet.
And I'll say split you two, and I'll go 40.
40. The answer is 50 feet. 50 feet is the answer.
I had no idea. I was just trying to play the math.
That's
I was like, where's my biggest gap there?
That's a pretty bad.
That's a big.
I wouldn't want to meet that snake.
Yes.
No.
I'm gonna need more than my
All right,
shovel.
we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this on a good note.
right.
8 habits that make you age faster, according to experts.
Oh God.
8 habits that make. We're only gonna go around one time because it's 5:57 right now. You and we have to go on twice if you two are still tied.
Okay. And he starts. What are you looking at over there?
Yeah.
You- listen,
Watch his eyes.
I want you
seriously.
to know I can't even read them. So if he can read them from there, I know. I mean,
His eyes are
I'm like,
better than
holy
mine. Amanda
cow.
might be
So
able
the
to read
8
it.
habits, the 8 habits that make you age faster. Blake Blevins.
Having a girlfriend.
Suddenly, he just gave the game to his dad. No, relationships are not in here. Amanda?
I'm going to say sun exposure.
Sun exposure. Yes, that's number 2.
Yay.
Suddenly, Amanda has vaulted into a
Stole the
tie.
melanoma guy's answer.
Yes, suddenly, Amanda.
Take that.
Yes.
It's like cancer boy.
Sorry for your other loss.
Boy in the bubble.
All right, I'm gonna go drinking alcohol.
Yes, excessive alcohol consumption is number 5.
Smoking.
Number 1 answer.
Yeah, that was my other
I'm going to give you 2 just to get you caught back up. You're not going to be winning, but you got 6.
But
So,
at least I can hold my head up.
so with
I
that
feel like Jerry
answer,
Cooney now.
with that answer, you broke the tie. You and Blake were tied at 7. Blake went with relationships. You went with smoking.
Yes.
So-
I went with drinking.
Drinking. You went drinking.
Those were the two I
Yes.
had. Was drinking
So the
and
way it
smoking.
ended up is Troy Blevins with 8, Blake was 7, Amanda was 7, and Lenny was 6. I don't think we've ever had a trivia where everybody has gotten above 5 and been that close. And so
We've been
4.
studying all week.
4 weeks in a row.
I've been really studying.
Kathy, bad eating is on there. So the habits that will cause you to age. Number 1.
lack of sleep.
Yes.
Sleep.
Number 1 is smoking. Number 2 is excessive sun exposure. 3, poor diet. Number 4, a lack of exercise. Number 5, excessive alcohol consumption. 6, chronic stress.
Well, if you're doing 1 through 5, you're going to have number 6.
7, inadequate sleep, which is kind of at the tail
Also.
end of it, and number 8, poor oral hygiene.
Yeah, there's
There's a lot of
they're
stats out
finding
there.
a
Heart
serious
disease.
connection between the heart health and your gum and tooth health.
Yes.
Brush a little
That's
bit.
why they always should
Yes.
give you the antibiotic before you got your teeth cleaned.
Kathy, drugs were not in here. I think they're legal everywhere now, so they didn't want to bring those up. They're pretty much like, all right,
Don't ask about Bruno.
you guys have Bollox tonight.
Yes.
What's on Bollox
We're
tonight?
doing fun with flags.
Okay.
Yeah, Sheldon.
We're doing our homage to Sheldon, but like the research, I was like, I wasn't, because Lenny and Blake picked the category, and I was
Yes.
like, and then I started doing the research,
there's-
and I went
oh.
down some
some
serious
good stuff.
tangents, some rabbit holes that I just had no idea.
All right, so my daughter sent me a text this morning from all the way across the world in Australia. She said she and her friend were talking about the saying "hell in a handbasket," and she said I didn't know what it meant. She didn't know what we had to look it up,
Guillotine, the guillotine.
and I texted her and I was like, "You just needed to watch Bollox. If you had just watched Bollox, you would know."
Yeah.
So how did it happen?
It's from the guillotine and hell in a handbasket. When they chopped off the head would fall in a basket, and that's where it was like, oh, there goes hell in a handbasket.
Yeah,
That's
she
nasty.
came up with they put miners in a basket and dropped them down in the mine, but it's the
It's the guillotine.
the guillotine. I didn't know the answer. Now I do. I will let her know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't want to look it up because I knew you already had.
Yeah.
I didn't want to waste any. Listen, great argument on the beginning of this. The fun thing about this is we're all walking out of here laughing and joking. Don't take this stuff so seriously.
Shots.
Yeah.
We gotta
That's bollocks. Come on.
give everybody that freedom.
Yeah.
Give them the freedom to think they're on their own.
Just remember we're all Americans and not everything breaks your way. Not everything's going to go your way. You don't throw a fit and say, I'm not going to abide by something, or I don't like this, or I'm going to protest. I'm going to resist for forever. That stuff's all ridiculous because somewhere out there in the world, there are countries that want to destroy us.
Yeah.
And as we're being stupid about this stuff, they just keep right on plotting.
We can't destroy from inside.
I think that was the top 10 on the list of people donating to colleges and universities.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, it was on the list.
Number one.
As a matter of
Yeah.
fact.
Curious,
been
sir.
on the
I'm
list.
curious, sir.
All right, it was a great week. You guys enjoy your weekend. Good luck on Bollox. The 9:04 now tomorrow morning will not have you.
I know. We will be on our way to Vegas.
Who's going to do the Stoidum stat of the day?
Davey.
is.
God help us.
Come on, Davey is good.
Oh,
Davey's
we love
good.
Davey. I bet it's about Taylor Swift. I'll
come,
bet you anything you want to bet it's about Taylor Swift.
and come and see us at the Task Force Hydro 1 Luau on Saturday.
Yes, come see us in. You guys have a great weekend.
Bye.